Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Robbie and I work for Vietnam Cultural Exchange in Da Nang, where I help with the Art for Children gallery. And talking about art, we often see something and then we ask ourselves, what is it? Especially when it comes to art, it's often unclear. Hence the well-known conclusion, I don't understand it. It must be art. And that's often a very good conclusion and reaction. Because why is the accompanying explanation often so general and interchangeable? So after we read, oh, I research the material, or I work from my feelings. Yeah, typical descriptions that you regularly encounter with works of art. But it can also be about a delicious smelling dish. On the opposite, you will rarely encounter such a description when you buy a new electric toothbrush. That is in itself a very simple object, but you do get an extensive and very concrete manual with it. With art, that is rarely or never the case. Artists are very good in expressing themselves visually, as we can accept. Creating a work of art is often the result of various processes. When talking about their work with other artists, they only need a few words to understand each other. For example, it is something sufficient to say to a colleague, yeah, when I saw that green, I knew it. And they understand that. But explaining this to others in a simple way is very difficult. How to explain what you knew when you saw that green? You can't. So the only answer that is left is to say, yeah, I work from my feelings. Indeed, whatever that means. When language falls short, it is often very illuminating and incredibly fascinating to experience and discover that feeling by doing it yourself. And that is one of the important activities we do in the Da Nang Art for Children gallery. We show how art can be made and then the children can try it out themselves. Julia, one of our supervisors, is very good at that, and in a series of videos she will show what she has learned from looking carefully at art and how she has transformed this into interesting activities for children. And do children like it? We can see that in the way children respond. They're very focused, each in their own way. And as you can see at these pictures, even the parents will automatically join in. In this video, however, I'm going to introduce you to Johannes Itten, a teacher from whom I have learned a great deal. Itten is best known to the general public for his color theory that he developed in the 20th century ago. But I was especially impressed by the way he taught arts to his students at Bauhaus. Unfortunately, I cannot find the photos of the lessons I meant. But this one, in which he has his students sing, does give a good impression. Especially of the gymnastics exercises that he had let them do before the painting started. You can clearly see that the clothing at that time was very formal, with a collar and tight tie. According to Itten, you couldn't paint well like that. So he wanted the buttons to come undone, and they had to dance and they waved their arms and around the classroom so that the muscles were loose enough to paint large circles. Circles, I think. Well, it doesn't matter, it is in Germany. This also works great with children. They have so much energy and they love to move in a crazy way. But what I especially loved was the lemon story. It went like this. Itten had brought a bowl full of lemons and they had to paint them. Well, they were great at it. Lemons were quite rare in those days. Many people had no idea what they were. So then Itten started and stated that they had painted what a lemon looked like, but they had not painted the essence of a lemon. What makes a lemon a lemon? They didn't understand. And Itten now walked over to the bowl with lemons, grabbed a few, took a knife out of his pocket, cut them into pieces, and then he put a piece of lemon in their mouths. If you are not so familiar with that fruit, it tastes quite sour. And they saw each other's distorted faces. After which Itten continued, and look, that is what a lemon is. And when people see your paintings, they should put on the same face as you have now. But that face, that is sour. It is what first strikes you. What else does it do to you? It's precisely the layering that makes art so interesting. When it helps you to see through the sour, what does the sour do to you? Does unknown yellow always taste sour? So many questions, so many doors to open. Well, so many videos to make. Thank you for watching this one, and see you next time.